The esoteric value of slop. It is both convenient and cathartic to point to the upper echelons of the human hierarchy and ascribe all the problems of the world to their machinations. The sad fact, though, is that the relationship between the rulers and the ruled is one of symbiosis. If there is a defining characteristic of the average person, it is that they are capable of living entirely within the bounds of worldviews that are presented to them. The normie does not adhere to a universal set of unchanging values, rather he submits to the values and cultural mores that hold sway in a given time and place. The average person loves, and perhaps requires, having reality defined for them. By distinguishing between the normie and the outlier, we have created two groups, and, as always, the categorization hides the details. There is no perfect normie, as there is no complete outlier. The degree to which an individual adheres to the worldview presented to them will be a point along a spectrum. The most credulous and sycophantic normie will still have some self-generated elements to his schema. The most ruthlessly introspective and self-critical independent thinker will still rest upon some inherited cultural assumptions to which he is blind. It is an impossible task to clearly picture the system in which we find ourselves. No single branch of information generated by the system can describe the system. The most common heuristic for developing a worldview is via resonance. People prefer what is familiar. Resonance can be a useful method of pursuing truth, but it is only the case when the thing with which we resonate was not taught to us. The emotive quality of musical harmony, for instance, the sensual and effective potential of places, or the ineffability of beauty. In most cases, though, resonance is a flawed method of pursuing truth precisely because it is an appeal to structures of experience that were involuntarily imposed by a cultural milieu. The child who watched a great deal of science fiction will, as an adult, resonate with explanations for reality that utilize science fiction tropes. The child who was taught to victimize others will grow up to resonate with the predator's worldview. The different genres of infotainment resonate with different sets of individuals. One of the great tricks of the mass media age is in providing the illusion of escape from inherited worldviews. For those disinclined to accept the normie worldview, there are countless ready-made alternatives. One could abandon mainstream thinking one day and immediately begin to adhere to a Marxist lens, or become religious, or select any of the many conspiracy narratives as the basis for their new worldview. Their choice will most likely be informed by resonance, and they will be unlikely to question why they resonate. From the perspective of the system, there will be a reactionary normie, but there will remain normies nonetheless. They will still live within an inherited worldview. Normal people harboring almost entirely inherited worldviews are the bulk of humankind. The low quality of consumable media, collectively termed slop, is evidence of the state of mind of the average person. It has become common to hear speculations about the purpose of slop content. Often it is said that slop exists to keep people in a state of constant distraction, to provide a surrogate activity to hold their attention and expend their energy while they are politically disenfranchised and the surveillance grid is finalized. Interpretations of this kind are valuable as far as they go, but such interpretations are linear. In the age of mass data capture, slop has a more esoteric value. Humans are not separate from wider existence. We are connected via physical linkages we can understand, as well as those that are invisible to us. Beyond the physical, all minds rely on an underlying shared structure that provides the basis for common elements of perception. The shared structure is non-local. When a significant number of human minds change their attention, there are resultant changes in wider reality. Historically, the cause and effect relationship between immediate input and a change in the physical world could only be understood in terms of the direct relationship. A provocation could be broadcast on television, and a series of violent protests would occur in the real world. In the age of big data, it is becoming possible for machine learning to recognize previously invisible connections between the capture of human attention via mass media and changes occurring in the real world. This ability to recognize and quantify the effects of mass attention implies the potential to steer changes in the physical world by controlling viral content. The esoteric value of slop content is in the ability to create a curated or managed version of the butterfly effect. This idea can be illustrated by an example. Let us suppose that a power block in control of sophisticated and wide-reaching digital systems seeks to achieve a political end. Perhaps their system determines that it is necessary for the price of corn to increase drastically in Guatemala. Historically, a messy financial kinetic intervention would need to be made in order to achieve the goal. In the age of mass data, though, the system can pull seemingly unconnected levers. Perhaps it would require a video of a Japanese schoolgirl playing a violin on a subway being promoted in Indonesia, a video of a Labrador smoking a cigar going viral in Kenya, and a video of Amy Winehouse cooking a lemon tart getting millions of views in Central Europe. What matters is that incrementally, by controlling the attention of large numbers of people, the system was able to change something seemingly unrelated. The price of corn in Guatemala skyrockets. When it is possible to utilize mass attention in order to shift the physical world, the value of popular influences can be seen in a new light. The genre of infotainment and the day-to-day content emanating from any single influencer is irrelevant. It does not matter whether a given person is knowingly working on behalf of a greater entity or the security state. What matters is that by being a large player in their genre of information, they are a vector for viral content. If they replay or repeat promoted content, then they are a useful tool. The intentional degradation of distinct cultures and nations via mass immigration is most commonly attributed to economic desperation, intentional replacement, racial animus, global government objectives, or combinations of these. In a world where powerful entities are acquiring the ability to indirectly alter the physical by shifting mass attention, we can add another explanation. It makes sense that the material conditions of average people are intentionally being destroyed if a harsher material existence makes the digital world more appealing. It also makes sense to increase the number of people within the reach of your information vectors. Controlling more attention is affecting more change. Society is degraded intentionally to bring about a new evolution of rulership where force is unnecessary, and the world is primarily shifted by invisible means.